Hello, Patreon subscribers and new listeners. This is Feed Your Mind. And so, back in 2009, NASA set off some detonations on the moon in order to conduct some experiments. And so they broadcast this to the world on live TV. And so I reviewed the footage and I noticed something that I want to share with you all. So I'm going to play the clip and show you what I found. And we'll discuss what we watched at the end of the video. So stay tuned for that.
We're looking at an image from a lunar probe, and down there somewhere closer to the moon is an actual 2.2 ton rocket that's going to set off a big plume. Should happen shortly. Let's listen and watch.
Science? Please change NIR 1 to OPR 9. Over.
Copy NIR 1 to OPR 9. Command flight, set it up. Set November or Mike? November. Science flight, confirm that's November. IR.
We are, the science team is now communicating to the flight team to adjust some camera levels.
Flight confirmed, near infrared, November, correct?
On
Confirm.
Near infrared camera.
Send NIR 1 to OPR 9. Copy, sending command. All stations flight, mark Centaur impact.
That was an announcement by the flight director that the Centaur impact should have...
Flight payload confirm receipt of command, over. Flight payload curtain start, over. Copy that, payload.
We should be looking for some signs of the impact on the leftmost part of the...
Standing by with mid-infrared changes.
The left side of the shadow, right below the dimpled crater on the crater, the larger crater rim.
Flight, this is Science. Make the rate changes. MIR 1, 1 hertz. MIR 2, 0.1 hertz. Over.
Copy, Science, command flight, MIR 1 to 1 hertz. Sending MIR 1 at 1 hertz.
And the science team is directing the flight team to adjust the sampling rate of some of the instruments to fit within the 1 megahertz.
Ready with MIR 2 at 0.1.
The 1 megahertz signal limit.
Go flight. Command flight, send MIR 2, 0.1 hertz. MIR 2, 0.1 hertz.
Well, there's going to be a second impact, but we understand even though it was not detectable by our eyes, there was an impact, and it seems, according to some of the jargon we heard, to have been successful. Jim Garvin is with us. He's a former NASA scientist. Jim, we're trying to pick up what happened. What can you tell?
Copy that, payload.
Well, we're waiting for the first sign of the flash that we'll see with one of the 9 instruments on the L-Cross shepherding spacecraft. And meanwhile, the observatories on Earth, including the one in Earth orbit, Hubble, is watching these for the signature of this plume, this curtain of debris that has been jettisoned by this 2.3 metric ton impact. So that's where we are.
But Jim, is it your understanding that it has successfully impacted? Because that doesn't sound like we've seen a plume.
Much more quickly. To continue pointing at expected Centaur impact point, even though the...
So Jim, this right now is the point of view from the L-Cross lunar probe. It's going to crash into the surface of the moon in about a minute and a half or 2 minutes, and it's supposed to fly through all this 6-mile-high debris field. And it's at that point that the craft will detect whether or not there's water in the atmosphere, right? Or rather, kicked up.
The L-Cross mission.
Right, Jim Garvin?
Yes, that's one of the ways we can tell. The shepherding spacecraft has instruments in the near-infrared, the mid-infrared, that can detect the signatures of water in different phases, particularly a gas phase. So we'll see how much is there, down to a %. We can now see the event coming on behind me right now. And then other observatories will see the effect after the fact.
What do we just say, Jim? Do you think we just saw the dust plume?
NIR 2 to OPR.
We just saw it.
So
So now
TV
we're changing the rates on some of the cameras so we can sample the data well enough to get it back from Earth.
So Jim, when we just saw that white flash, that was the L-Cross shepherding aircraft, as you refer to it, flying into this great big dust cloud.
Right. What we were seeing was the flash of the impact of the big empty upper stage on the moon, the force of several hundred pounds of TNT, and then watching that flash with the shepherding satellite following 4 minutes behind.
Now, Jim, tell us the significance of this today.
Spacecraft trajectory as it approaches the lunar surface. We are seeing very small craters.
Jim?
They're getting very close.
Oh.
Thermal signature of the crater.
Okay.
Our cameras. Over.
Great. We're getting the temperature signature of the pulse from the impact, which we expect several hundreds degrees increase in temperature in this very cold place.
We flight shepherding spacecraft impact. Stations report LOS.
Okay, we've lost signal now on the shepherding.
Ground stations at Goldstone just reported
West Packet 11:35.
Okay.
And so if you notice, during the first detonation, the reporters had no idea anything happened. They were baffled as to why they didn't see any indication of an impact. According to reports, we were supposed to be able to see this dust plume from here on Earth with a small telescope. The way they were talking, it almost sounded like you should be able to see it with the naked eye. And then NASA cut in and started talking all the scientific jargon as the reporters braced for the second impact. And then when the second impact took place, you saw the screen go white, and then they showed you a little animation, and then the screen cut to the NASA control room where they started clapping and cheering, I guess to make you feel like you saw something. But once again, the reporters were baffled as to why they didn't see any dust plume, and they didn't see any type of video evidence that anything had taken place. As I analyzed the footage, it just looked like it was a still shot of the moon that was being zoomed in. Now, if you want to know much more information about how the moon is not what you were told, I'll leave a link in the comment section in the description box where you can get up to date on all of my moon research. Simply enter your email address at feedyourmind1.com. That way I can send you some cool news briefs throughout the week. It's completely free. Please chip in $1 to $5 to my Patreon page. I'll hook you up with some free videos before they come out. Plus, I have some other cool gifts and surprises for you over at patreon.com/feedyourmind. I'm giving away free collectibles from my Feed Your Mind pop-up shop. Simply like, comment, and subscribe, and include your favorite Flat Earth proof to enter. Please click your notification bell. This has been another episode of Feed Your Mind. Thank you for tuning in. Signing off.